everyone, welcome to today's video. We're going to look at a question under surds which is saying expressed in the form k multiplied by the cube root of 3 for the following surds: a, which is the cube root of 24, b, which is the cube root of 81 plus the cube root of 3, c, which is the cube root of 3 raised to an exponent 4, d, the cube root of 3000 minus the cube root of 375. Okay, so as we'll be expressing these problems, what we need to know is that the final answer will be in the form k multiplied by the cube root of 3, of which this k can be any constant. Okay, now let's get started. We'll start with a. Now a, which is the cube root of 24. So what we are going to do is going to look for two surds that we're going to multiply to give us the cube root of 24 as our product. So those surds are the cube root of 8 multiplied by the cube root of 3. As we are doing this, we have to be very mindful to say the final answer to get will be in the form k multiplied by the cube root of 3. So the cube root of 8 is simply the value of 2. So there we have a cube root of 3, which is multiplying the cube root of 3 like that. So if we check for this one, our k there is a 2. So this is simply our final answer. So from there, we'll go to b. Now b is giving us cube root of 81 plus the cube root of 3. Okay, so what to do is for the cube root of 81, we have to look for two surds which will give us a product of the cube root of 81. So these ones are cube root of 27 multiplied by the cube root of 3 plus the cube root of 3 like that. Okay, now the cube root of 27 is simply a value of 3, which will multiply with the cube root of 3 plus the cube root of 3. So if we check here, the surds are like them, so mean that we can make them out by adding, since we have an addition sign there. So here we have a coefficient of 1 and there we have a 3. So now when you add 3 plus 1, you're simply going to get a 4 cube root of 3. So even this one has been expressed in this form. Okay, we then go to c. So what is c giving us? For c we have open brackets cube root of 3 raised to the power 4. So this one is the same as saying the cube root of 3 by the cube root of 3 by the cube root of 3 again by the cube root of 3 like that. So when now this, what you're going to do is since we're doing the cube root, we're going to write our cube root there. Then we start multiplying the numbers that are in these roots. So we have 3 by 3, which will simply give us a value of 9. We multiply 3 by 3 again, going to get 27. Oh, sorry, when you multiply 3 by 3, get 9. 9 by 3, 27. 27 by 3 are going to get 81 there. Now the cube root of 81 simply give us decimals, so going to express it in this form, which will be cube root of 27 by the cube root of 3 like this. Cube root of 27 is simply going to give us a 3 to multiply with the cube root of 3. So if you look at this one, it is also in the form k multiplied by the cube root of 3. Okay, we're done with this one. We'll go to the last part, which is d. Go to the last part, which is d. Now what is d giving us? For d we have the cube root of 3000 subtracting with the cube root of 375. Okay, for this one, I have to look for two surds which will give us a product of 3000, of which one has to give us a perfect cube. Okay, so this will be cube root of 1000 to multiply with the cube root of 3 like that. then we say minus, this one will simply give us cube root of 125 multiplied by the cube root of 3, like this. So what are you going to get when you say cube root of 1000? Cube root of 1000 is simply a value of 10 multiplied by the cube root of 3. So it's subtracting with the cube root of 125 is simply going to give us a 5 to multiply with the cube root of 3. So the signs that we have here are like terms, so mean that we can subtract since we have a subtraction sign there. So we just subtract the constants, which are 10 minus 5, which is a 5. Then we write one side the way it is. So this is how we get to have the answer 10 minus 5 going to give us a 5 multiplied by the cube root of 3. Thank you very much for watching this video, and please don't forget to subscribe, liking and sharing this video.